Hi, I'm Miranda Castro, and this is Movie Bytes. And this movie bite is about Mongol. Mongol is a film set on the Mongolian steppes. It's an epic movie about Genghis Khan. Actually, it's probably the first of a trilogy. That's what people are saying. And this is the first. This is the shaping of the man. So it's his early years. And basically, it's Dances with Wolves set in Mongolia. Tribal people in tents this time. Instead of teepees, they're in yurts, and they're speaking Mongolian. In fact, the whole movie is subtitled, which is extraordinary, and really interesting to hear another language, such a strange one, being spoken for 2 whole hours. This is a compellingly, exquisitely beautiful film. The panoramic vistas never end. They're always beautiful. They're never boring. And they're impossibly bleak in a way that's riveting. I mean, how could people ever have lived there and loved there and raised children there in such a bleak and harsh land? It almost doesn't bear thinking about. So Genghis Khan is an interesting story, and it tells the story in a different kind of way. It's a more sympathetic version of the man. It portrays him in a more human way, and it portrays his wife as having a significant part to play in his life and his heart, forming of his heart, and in his decision making. So that was interesting. The story alone made me go to the internet to read more about the history of the man and his times. My main complaint was the dialogue wasn't good enough. It was too basic to add much to the story. The characters weren't fully developed, and the continuity was so choppy in places. You simply did not know why certain things had taken place, what precipitated them. On the other hand, it was not nearly as violent as I'd been led to expect. I kept waiting for gore, but the first drop of blood wasn't shed until over an hour into the movie. Thank goodness. This film made me thoughtful in a number of ways about the resilience of human beings. I mean, we have a habit of enduring because in spite of who knows what, anyway, adversity, there it is, and we adapt and we endure and we get stronger and we carry on. It's amazing. Through the bleakest and most miserable of times, we shall endure. It made me curious about our tribal roots, what remains of them to this day, covered in oceans of lip gloss and acres of lawns. Finally, I'm giving this movie a score of 23 points out of a possible 35. It scores low on dialogue and the story, and it didn't engage my heart as much as I like a movie to do, and I didn't learn enough to compensate for that. But the filming, the acting, the visuals, the film itself are beautiful, are worth the price of entry. Go see it if you can. All those were 5s all the way.